Hello, I'm Declan Traynor, and you're welcome to the Christmas episode of the Virginia Roundup. Well, we're into the home straight on the run-up to Christmas 2025, and we've got a packed episode for you this month. Gary Brazil will be here talking about how to stay on the straight and narrow over the Christmas period and looking forward to 2026. And also, we'll be talking to Noel Kelly, founder of Ballyjamesduff Foodbank. We'll be talking to Chef Eoin, who's the head chef at Virginia Park Lodge. He'll be giving you some tips and tricks to make Christmas Day dinner a success. And also, he's given us a Christmas hamper valued at €195 to give away on the podcast this month. So do stay tuned for more on that. First of all, one of the things I always look forward to at Christmas time is flowers and plants around the house. So I took a trip down to Pergola Nurseries in Virginia, where I spoke to Donal McEvoy.
So one of the things I always associate with Christmas is Christmas colour, Christmas plants, and I've popped down to Pergola Nurseries here in Virginia to talk to the man who has the answers to all the questions regarding those kind of things, and that is Donal McEvoy. Hello Donal, welcome to the Virginia Roundup.
You're very welcome, Declan. Welcome to Pergola Nurseries, and of course we're coming near the end of Christmas tree time now. Nice Noble Fir and Northern Fir and Fraser Fir, many of them going out to homes, but still some to go as yet, but time is ticking.
Not on your side.
Not on our side.
Yeah.
The of course the houseplants are extremely popular for Christmas. Poinsettia is the traditional red one, you know.
That's the correct pronunciation of it.
Poinsettia.
I think we used to call it my mother used to call it a poinsettia or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's poinsettia. Beautiful red foliage, of course. Hyacinths, you know, the fragrance of hyacinths, very, very popular for Christmas, grown from bulbs. And the other bulb that's got extremely popular as Christmas gifts are amaryllis bulbs wrapped in wax. The roots are cut off the bulb, they get a charge of water, and they're wrapped in wax, decorative wax, and that traps the water in, so you don't need soil or water. You need them standing in place, and you get enormous flowers that are really, really exotic. So that's the most popular present this year for Christmas. And then of course you've got cyclamen and chrysanthemums and many other houseplants for Christmas.
And I suppose it's something for the gardener. You can think ahead, and perhaps even with plants that might be, you might be planting them in the spring, so you can kind of think ahead that way, can you?
Yeah, or even something like a nice fruit tree, a plum tree or an apple tree or a fruiting cherry, all very popular, nice bow tied on, and off they go, and you can plant it. And of course a gift that grows is so much better.
It's a gift that lasts.
A gift that lasts and keeps giving. Or maybe an ornamental tree like a flowering cherry or a flamingo maple. There are a whole range of fantastic trees that make lovely gifts.
Yeah. What about wreaths for Christmas?
Wreaths, we do mainly nowadays planted bowls and that sort of thing, because cemetery plots are extremely important to people. They get those. None of us can settle for Christmas when we get our cemetery plots looked after and all of that. So planted up with lots of lovely berries, skimmia berries, skimmia with lovely foliage and flower buds for winter, underplanted with some spring bulbs that will push up in spring and give a charge of excitement in spring. They're the most popular now in cemetery plots.
And speaking of cemeteries, what kind of plants could you put on a grave that would last this time of the year?
Yeah, you have to be very careful because the weather, of course, not great, snow and frost, but skimmias with berries are extremely popular, and they look so well over Christmas. The birds don't touch them, and they're able for the weather. And then plant around those then with some spring flowering bulbs like mini daffodils and crocus, and maybe a few snowdrops to push up in spring when Christmas has passed.
Yeah, and I suppose even though it's winter time, and a lot of people think the garden is dormant, there probably are jobs to be done around the garden this time of the year.
Oh, of course, plenty of jobs to be done. Gardening never stops. And of course there are plants that are flower over winter time. One very popular plant now is sweet box, and sweet box has got tiny white flowers and brings a wonderful fragrance to your garden in late winter and early spring. Another plant is mahonia, which is a very large hardy flowering shrub that flowers from November to April over the winter time. So there are plenty of winter flowering shrubs that will introduce fragrance to your garden and flower colour over winter.
And what kind of jobs could you do to prepare yourself for the spring? I think I remember you saying before, if you dig areas that have weeds in them, that the frost will kill them off.
You need to open up the soil. So if you get your vegetable areas dug over, let the frost get into the soil, open up the soil, and of course it will help to eliminate weed seeds and weed roots there. So it makes life so much easier if you can get your beds and borders dug, let the frost at it. The spoon will nearly move them in the spring. It makes life so much easier.
Yeah. So if you've all your Christmas shopping and all that organised, you've plenty of time to go out in the garden and do that kind of
wonderful therapy. And of course after the Christmas pud and Christmas cake. If you get out digging, it's so much better for you.
And I suppose speaking of other gifts, we were talking about plants there. What kind of tools would be appreciated by a gardener in their Christmas stocking this year?
Well, of course, good tools make life so much easier in the garden. Green hose are a very popular tool because you can use it. Sometimes if you're struggling with a trowel, it's a bit more difficult to dig with. A green hoe, you can weed with it and dig an awful lot easier. There's another fantastic tool called a spat, and a spat is a digging and weeding tool with a nice curved handle. Have a look on our web shop, you'll see all the different tools in there, and a good tool is half the battle, of course.
And I suppose spades and forks are always popular.
Spades and forks,
like we say, it's an investment, so you get what you pay for, I suppose.
You get what you pay for. You want a good tool, good ash handle, and of course good Swedish boron steel that will remain sharp, and you need something in a decent tool to get through, of course, tough soil, especially at this time of the year.
And you're a bit of a social media superstar these days with all your videos online.
Well, we keep talking anyway. If we stop talking, Declan, we go hungry. So you'll find us on the platforms Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, of course, under Pergola Nurseries Garden Corner. We produce videos every day for you to look at. I think there's nearly 7,000 videos up there now at the moment to look back on.
If there's nothing good on the television over Christmas, you can have a look at some of your videos.
Oh, God. Yes, definitely, yes.
And your opening hours here in Virginia?
We're open Tuesday to Saturday, 10:30 until 5 really these days, because it's getting dark after that, and Sundays from 2 until 5.
Well, thanks a million, Donal, for that, and a happy Christmas to you.
Have a great Christmas, Declan. Bye for now. Enjoy your garden.
The Virginia Roundup.
Merry Christmas!
With Christmas just around the corner and the cost of living proving a real challenge and putting pressure on families and individuals, it's good to know that there are organisations that can help. My next guest is the founder of the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank, which provides a service not just to Ballyjamesduff but to the wider Cavan area. I'm delighted to be joined online by Noel Kelly, the founder of the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank. Thanks, Noel, for joining us here on the Virginia Roundup.
Yeah, no problem, Declan. Glad to be here.
How did the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank come about?
Let's see. Just a couple of years ago, I used to run a site. It was just called Ballyjamesduff. It was just kind of a Facebook page, just for people, just for local news and that. You know that way. It was just something for me to do.
Yeah.
And just at one stage, some girl just asked for help with food. You know that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck can I do? Sorry, but so I just put up a thing there. Look, there's some girl had to get in touch with me. And anyone there help, and the response was like overwhelming. You know that way. There was loads of people that got in touch. You know that way.
Yeah.
And then not a week or two, a day or two later, some other girl got in touch as well, asking for help. And I was just kind of there, and I was just kind of like, hold on, what's going on here? I didn't being honest, I hadn't got a clue about things like that. But I just happened to just ask on the community page there, do you think there's a need for a food bank? And it was overwhelming. Yes. So I just set it up there. You know that way. We had a couple of meetings with a few other people interested and so on.
Yeah.
And we just went from there.
And were you surprised that there was such a demand for a food bank?
I was, yeah, because if you don't know it, you don't realise how bad things are. It really was. There really is a big demand at the moment.
And I suppose it's people maybe who are struggling short term. They maybe have a mortgage to pay or a fuel bill or something like that, and they need. Yeah. It's either pay the electricity bill or don't eat. It's the choice.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I've had people here who I know are working as well, but they still need the help. You know that way. So there's no problem with that. It's not. We don't judge anyone. You know that type of way. It's all done anonymously as well. I'm not going to say Joey Jojo got help from us or whatever. You know that type of way.
Yeah. So there's no need for any embarrassment or anything like that. Yeah.
I just tell people just get in touch. Don't let pride get in the way.
Yeah. Don't struggle in silence, as I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's short term help you provide. You're not.
It's just short term help. We're not here to take over from Vincent de Paul and anything like that. And we just give out food. We don't deal with the likes of fuel or whatever. There's absolutely no cash given out.
Yeah. No vouchers, cash, or it's just strictly food essentials.
And the thing is, if we have vouchers, we might throw them in if we have them, or if not, we'll just use them ourselves to buy some supplies. Also,
donation. People who want to donate to you, how can they do that?
Yeah. Well, if you just get in touch through Facebook, or you can ring me on this phone number as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll give that out at the end of the.
We're open 24/7 as such. We try not to turn anyone away, but just sometimes we don't just have it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we just have to say sorry. We'll get back in contact when we do.
Yeah, and I suppose it's you wouldn't necessarily have a large stock of supplies, so it's only whatever you have in hand at hand at the time.
We try to give out enough food for the family for 3 or 4 days. It's usually just tin food, pasta, pasta sauce, a couple of cereals, tea, coffee if we have it, and so on.
And I suppose it's not just yourself. I suppose there's a group of volunteers behind this.
We have like this group who like some people can't come in. Like it's not just Ballyjamesduff. Like we get calls from all over, you know, that way. So it's just a case of like, you know, if people can get out you, or you can come to us.
And do you run collections, food drives as such to get donations?
Well, we don't ourselves as such, but other people do for us.
Yeah.
Just at the moment, I hate asking people for donations, because I know everyone is struggling, but people do regularly put in, and especially coming up to now, Christmas time, we'll see a lot of people coming in, like giving stuff, but at the same time as well, there's a lot of people asking for help as well.
So you're giving it out as quick as you're getting it in, probably.
As we can, yeah.
And I suppose if people want to donate, it's those kind of non-perishable foods.
Yeah, well, basically it's anything really. You know, we get a lot of help as well from the likes of Food Cloud and that Tesco, Joe, and that. So that be given out, like, you know, fresh fruit and fresh fruit, vegetables, and that if we have them at the time. Like nothing goes to waste as such. Like if like so and so won't take, I know someone's like other so and so will.
So you try and facilitate if you can, but.
Yeah.
But what you have is what you have.
You know, that's it, yeah. Like there's no menus or anything like that. It's kind of like, it's just what's there is there. Like, you know, we can't kind of go, you know what I mean? Like, someone can't ring and say, oh, you want this and that and that. It's like, that's not the way it works, sorry.
And as you said there, people that contact you for help, it's changed. It's probably changed since you started even, is it? That it's not just people who are maybe unemployed or who have run into difficult times. It's people who are full-time employed maybe and just struggle.
Yeah, just with the prices and that, you know yourself, with the cost of living crisis, rents and so on. I don't know how people like are living. You know, they have a couple of kids and that. You know, it's just like, even like I don't know, like if you do your own shopping on that, but every time you go into the supermarkets, everything's gone up. So that's just basically what we're here for. Just give a little bit of help.
Yeah.
So we're not like a weekly service or anything like that either.
It's not a long term. It's to help people over that little bump that they might be encountering. And I suppose you take everyone at face value. If anyone comes to you, you accept it as a genuine request. You probably,
well, that's it. We've had a few like that. We kind of realised they were scamming us and that, but we kind of just, when they get in touch now, we just refuse and say, no, sorry. Oh, what's that for? I said, look.
And I suppose you have to, it has to be a certain amount of vetting.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, like just.
And do you look for volunteers to say help with deliveries or anything like that? Or
we have a good network of volunteers like to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just sometimes I don't know, just say someone from, say, Bailieborough rang, and they're not driving, like it could take a while to get out that way, or kill a neck or something like that. Yeah,
you might necessarily have somebody available all the time, so it's
that's it. Yeah.
It's all voluntary, so it's just you're dependent on people's goodwill.
I mean, when I started up, when I say I mean we, it's just I thought it'd be just for say Ballyjamesduff area.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise it'd go so far, like, you know, to Virginia, and then, like, you know, further, like, you know, we've had people from Tralee asking for help.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's just like she's going to drive down and says, look, what you get, you keep your diesel money or whatever, like, you know what, it won't be decided, like, you know, I felt terrible telling her that, but, like, you know, it's just, it wouldn't be worth a while.
Wouldn't be practical,
money or whatever.
And I suppose the demand for the service has increased over since you started.
Yeah. Like, there's sometimes we could go 2 or 3 weeks without one person asking, and there's another time like you could get 3-4 people in a day. So
if people want to either avail of your service or maybe give a donation of food, I presume, do you accept cash, or would it be your preference to get food?
Well, if you're giving cash, I'd prefer you turn it into like a voucher for say Fresh Today or Tesco or something like that. But we will take cash, but as soon as we can, it's like there's no cash held. It's done straight away into either groceries or into vouchers for the shops.
Yeah, because you don't give cash.
Yeah. No.
So if somebody wants to contact you through your Facebook page,
the Facebook page, Ballyjamesduff Foodbank, or if you want to give out my phone number, you can as well.
Which is 087 974 5078.
Yeah.
And will you be providing service over the Christmas period if people request it?
If people, we're here we're just here to help whenever, like, you know, it's just 24/7 as such, you know, like we've had we've had some horror stories as well from people as well, not knowing that we're here and they're starving, like, you know, like what we do as well is, like, some people are too prideful to help, to ask for help, I should say. So their friends might come give us a shout, and just we make up a thing for them to just say you bought them for yourself in Tesco, or leave them outside your door or something, you know, that way.
Yeah, and I suppose the bigger message is that if you are struggling, even if it's only for a short spell, don't be embarrassed. Don't let let your pride get in the way.
Don't let pride get in the way. Like if you're hungry, you have children, they're hungry.
Yeah, and the service is there, so do avail of it.
Yeah, it's open to everyone as well. As I said, it's non-judgmental. That type of way. We don't tell anyone. Like I wouldn't tell my next door neighbour that so and so got help or.
Yeah, it's a confidential service. Listen, Noel Kelly, founder of the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank. Thanks a million for joining us here on the Virginia Roundup, and a very happy Christmas to you.
And yourself, Declan. Okay, thank you very much.
And many thanks to Noel Kelly for talking to us here on the Virginia Roundup. And as Noel mentioned there, if you want to contact the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank, you'll find them on Facebook, or you can call Noel on 087 974 5078, and that's whether you'd like to perhaps donate some food or vouchers to the Ballyjamesduff Foodbank, or indeed if you are in need of their assistance. And as Noel said, don't be embarrassed because there's no judgment made, so do avail of the service if you are struggling at the moment. Now, earlier in the year, we spoke to Martin McGovern, who's an adult guidance counsellor at Cavan Monaghan ETB based in Ballyjamesduff, and Martin has been in touch with some details of some upcoming courses most of them starting in January. In Ballyjamesduff, courses include care support, business English, safe horticultural practice, home repairs and maintenance, bookkeeping and accounts, information technology skills, operating horticultural equipment, breads, pastries and desserts, smartphones and using technology, and wood carving. And in Bailieborough, the courses include manual and computerised bookkeeping, computer applications, digital media, computer skills with smartphones, planning for a healthy lifestyle, well-being and relaxation, food safety and HACCP. And as I mentioned, most courses start in January, some in February, and the food safety and HACCP one is in May. Some are daytime courses and some are evening courses. But if you'd like to get more information on any of those courses, you can contact Martin McGovern at Cavan Monaghan ETB, and you can give him a call on 087 640 6347, or you can email martinmcgovern at cmetb.ie. And we look forward to talking to Martin in the new year here on the Virginia Roundup. Now, don't forget, we'll be giving you details of that competition where you could win yourself a Christmas hamper to the value of €195, courtesy of Virginia Park Lodge. More details a little bit later on in the podcast. But right now, it's time for Age to Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil.
Hey folks, Gary Brazil here, personal trainer, coach, former I'll Start on Monday guy, and founder of Age Defy Fitness. If this is your first time tuning into the Virginia Roundup, you are very, very welcome. If you've been here before, well, you know what I'm all about. I specialise in helping men and women over 40, the ones who feel like they've tried it all, the ones who've had the gym membership, the diet books, the plans that lasted a week. I help them finally take back control, not just with fat loss, but with confidence, energy, and a real mindset shift. And look, I want to talk straight with you today. No fluff. We're just over a week out from Christmas. And here's the truth most people don't want to admit. This is when most people quietly give up. They don't say it out loud, but they've already tapped out. You see her all the time. The workouts stop, the steps disappear, the tracking of the food goes out the window, and they think, well, I'll get back on it in January. And let's be honest, how often has that actually worked? How many Januaries have come and gone while you're still stuck in the same loop? Now, I've been training people for a long time now. And let me tell you something. It's not the food that ruins people's progress. It's the mindset. It's that all or nothing trap. You're either on the wagon or you're off it. You're either tracking everything or saying, sure, feck it, I'll start fresh in January. You're either doing 5 workouts a week or you're doing nothing. That black and white thinking is killing more progress than the tin of celebrations ever has. And here's the part most people don't realise. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You just need to stop disappearing every December, because what happens is you eat more. You drink more, you move less, you feel sluggish, bloated, guilty, and then you try fix it with extreme restrictions in January. That's not a plan. That's a punishment cycle. And it doesn't work, especially not when you're over 40 and your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to be. I've had people say to me, Gary, I'm just too tired to do anything. I feel like there's no point this side of Christmas. Sure, I'll only ruin it at the party anyway. Listen, I get that. I've lived it. I've been the guy who put off getting help. I've been the guy who waited for the right time. I've been the guy who didn't know where to start, so I just didn't. But the thing that finally changed everything for me, the real breakthrough, came when I stopped aiming for perfect and just start aiming for consistent. Not extreme, not all in, just honest effort, even when I didn't feel like it. And that's the message that I want to drive home today. It's like my early Christmas present to you. You can start now. Not with a diet, not with 6 a.m. boot camps, just small decisions that will build momentum. Get your steps in. Have a decent breakfast. Add protein to your lunch. Drink more water. Get to bed maybe 20, 30 minutes earlier. Doesn't sound sexy, but it works. And then when January comes, instead of being bloated, sluggish and filled with regret, you'll already have momentum. While everyone else is starting from scratch, you're already going to be moving. So this isn't about cutting out fun or becoming some type of fitness monk over Christmas. It's just about being in control. Enjoy the nights out, enjoy the meals, enjoy the time with your family and loved ones. Just stop throwing your hands up and waiting for a magical day on the calendar to get your life together. Because that day will never come unless you make it happen. And if you're local to Virginia, there's something big coming in January that takes away one of the big excuses people have. I've nowhere decent to train. Well, that excuse is dead now because Steel Flex Gym is opening in Virginia in January. It's going to be massive. Top class equipment, open space, a real gym for real people who want to change their lives and not just pose in front of a mirror for social media. If you've ever said, I'd get serious if there was a proper gym nearby, well then guess what? This is your moment. You've got the space, you've got the timing, you've got coaches in your corner if you need one. Now you just have to show up. And I'll be honest, I love this time of year for one reason in particular. It exposes the difference between the people who talk about change and the ones who actually do it. So if you're ready and really ready to feel better, get stronger, take control of your body and stop starting over every few weeks. Not just someday, not I'll just think about it, just 3 words. Let's do it. And let's build something real in 2026. Because this next year doesn't have to be repeated the last 5 years. It can be the year that you finally stuck to it. The year you stopped giving up on yourself. The year you became the strong, confident, capable version of yourself that you've been chasing for ages. And I'd love to be part of that. Whether it's in person, online, or just you listening to these episodes, I'm here for that. Now, before I finish up, I would just want to say this. To every single person who's tuned in to these episodes to the Virginia Roundup, followed my content, dropped a message, trained with me, or just quietly lurked in the background listening, you've been part of something special. This little podcast, the little business I've grown, this mission that I'm on, it's more than reps and protein shakes. It's about people who've struggled and still want better. It's about resilience, it's about second chances, and it's about finally learning to show yourself a little bit of respect. So wherever you are this Christmas, enjoy the time. Be kind to yourself. Have the meal. Have the laugh. Don't lose sight of the person you want to become. 2026 is yours if you want it. And I'll be right here to help you chase it. So if you're looking for help and guidance on how to make 2026 your year, why not drop me a message on Instagram at Gary Brazil Age Defy Fitness or on Facebook, Age Defy Fitness for Gary Brazil. See how I shook her up there. And if you want more information on Steel Flex Gym in Virginia, why not give their page on Instagram a follow at steelflex_gym. I'm Gary Brazil. This is Age Defy Fitness on the Virginia Roundup. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you stronger in the new year.
Merry Christmas.
Have a wonderful Christmas from all of us at the Virginia Roundup.
Many thanks to that, Gary. And of course, Gary will be back with us in the new year. Okay, time for our 2-minute reset.
The 2-minute reset on the Virginia Roundup.
As we move into 2026, times of transition gives us the opportunity for re-evaluation and to perhaps make any necessary adjustments. Set aside some quiet time to review the past year. There is nothing you can do to change anything, so drop any regrets or what-ifs. Acceptance of the past will allow you to create the future you deserve. As the author John Templeton advised, focus on where you want to go instead of where you have been. It's okay if your mental health means that you have to be gentle with yourself or alter plans during the holiday. Being unwell is not your fault. It's important that you don't put too much judgment or pressure on yourself. I'm Michelle for the Virginia Roundup. Have a wonderful Christmas making memories for you and your loved ones, and I'll talk to you in 2026. Bye-bye for now.
The 2-minute reset on the Virginia Roundup.
You can listen to all of the previous episodes of the Virginia Roundup wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Audible, and at thevirginiaroundup.podbean.com.
Merry Christmas!
I'm here at the Virginia Park Lodge here in Virginia. I'm delighted to be joined by Chef Eoin, the head chef here at the lodge, who's going to give us a few tips and some guidance towards that all-important Christmas Day meal. Thanks for joining us here in the Virginia Roundup, Eoin.
Declan, very nice to have you here. My name is Eoin and I've been with Richard for as long as I can remember. And it's the Christmas that I remember with Richard. It was we all feel in the kitchen that when we're finished on Christmas that we're gasping and we have maybe the next day off and we go, is that it? And all that work and slog, and we always feel a little disappointed. And then we realise that it's because we're not sharing it. We're sharing with our guests and we're cooking for it, but we never really understand because we work most Christmas Eves and days, and we never understand what it is at home, what it could be like for the stress and what people do. I might take a flight from Ryanair sometimes over the years and get home for a day and back, and I used to watch my mum and the stress with my 3 sisters. Oh my God, it was like, this is not worth going home for. All it is stress of one kitchen to another kitchen. And then we figured a way out, get it done in advance. 2 nights before, 3 nights before, cranberry sauce, get it out of the way. A little sugar and water in a pot, bring it to the boil. If you haven't got fresh cranberries, put in a bag of frozen cranberries. If you can't get fresh orange juice, you'll find a good cold pressed orange juice. Add some of that. A little port is beautiful in there. A lovely Irish thing is to put some pickled beetroot, grated into it, and finish it. Try and get some fresh horseradish. That's done. Move on to your veg, your carrots, your parsnips, peel them. Have them done again the night before, 2 days in advance. Plastic bag with a drop of water keeps them beautifully. Your sprouts are all peeled. If you can get some vacuum packed chestnuts from Lidl, Tesco, Super Value, wherever you get them, already made in advance. A little bit of pancetta or smoky bacon chopped up, all ready to go for the big day. Your ham is a big thing at Christmas. It's the best thing we do in Ireland. Been away for a long time tasting these boiled hams, and they're not green. They're not like the Irish ham. They're all smoked. The Europeans do them in a different way. The English never got ham. It's more of a ham leg that they have rather than the ham in their pots. So if your butcher can soak, ask the butcher to cut it in half. Soak them, maybe 24 hours, a big pot. Give them a good wash off. Traditionally, we'd kind of put them in a big pot and maybe boil the shite out of them until they fall apart or just go, and it was good enough. You cool them down, you stick them back together, and you brush them in the oven. I'll try and ask you, try this. Slice about 2 onions if they're small, maybe 4 for a big one. Say half a dozen cloves, glass of white wine, half a glass of white wine or cider vinegar. Little bunch of thyme and a bulb of garlic, just roughly chopped. Chuck it in the pot, put the ham in on top. Tight fitting lid, make sure it's tight, so we're talking about the steam of the wine and the infusions covering the ham, and it prevents it from burning. About 2.5 hours on a slow, very, very gentle simmer. If it dries out, add a glass of water, there's no problem with it. But you'll get a beautiful steamed ham. Not just will it just have this stunning colour, where it goes a bit pale in a boiling water, you'll also have the infusion of the thyme, the garlic, the clove. And the smell the night before Christmas, you just know this is what Christmas is about. It's not just the quince and the cinnamon, it's the ham the Irish way. With that ham then, on maybe if you can cool it down then, let's say the night before again, whatever you want to do. If you want to brush it with a little Coleman, stud it with your cloves, pour over a little honey or brown sugar, you're ready for it. You're ready for the big day. The turkey, what can we say about it? It's always too big for the oven, the stress, and putting it in the night before, going to mass. Ask the butcher to take the legs off it. They're big enough. Ask him would he debone them. What we want to do then at home is get a little bit of breadcrumb. Make a very simple stuffing. The more simple the stuffing, cook a little bit of onion with a little bit of sage and a little bit of mixed spice, and put your breadcrumbs in. Loads of butter, but enough to just keep it moist. There's enough meat going on in the pigs in blankets and the ham. You don't need any more sausage meat in there. What you want to do with that stuffing anyway, it is always nice to put maybe a little prune or apricot in there to make it a little bit fancier. Maybe even some pomegranate. Get your legs, bat them out a little bit if you have to between clingfilm, and put that stuffing in there as much as you can possibly get in. Roll them in the clingfilm. This is the night before, and then just roll them in tin foil. You're going to roast them in the oven with your turkey on the side. When the turkey is coming out resting, they're coming out. You just unroll them and present them with your whole large crown of turkey. They're going to look amazing. They're going to taste. Everybody's going to want them. As that turkey's resting, let's say you're cooking it for, again, 2 hours, let it rest for 45 minutes, then the magic of your potatoes are cooked the night before. You're steaming them until they're not falling apart, just half cooked. Then you're pouring over your warm duck fat or olive oil if you prefer. They're on your tray, ready to go into the oven. Now we're looking at carrots on trays, parsnips on trays, potatoes on trays, sprouts, chestnuts, turkeys on trays, hams. All of a sudden you need 4 ovens, you need a rationale of a 10 grid. Where are we going here? So my advice to you would be, we have a natural cold room at that time of year. Mother Nature, the weather is about 4 or 5 degrees. Everyone has a shed or somewhere where we can put a cover, whether it be a plastic bucket over to keep any rodents away, or even a cat or dog away from it. Have a cement block on top of it. Have everything outside at the right to 8 degrees is fine for vegetables. So it can all stay outside. You don't have to have everything in the fridge. You simply won't have enough space. And then it's about oven time. Maybe the hams can go in first. If you can get the turkey and ham at the same time, amazing. If not, take a choice. The ham is only 25 minutes. It's only to warm it through, where the turkey's the big one. And everyone knows a dash of red wine into the turkey dripping, and make your gravy and add this to your gravy. Your sauce is ready. A little thing we've lost in Ireland is a little bread sauce. And all it is, again, it's a pint of milk, a sliced onion, a couple of cloves, and you just pour that over half a sliced pan with the crust off it. It'll mash itself into a lovely bread sauce as a little extra if people want to go with it. We're looking at all the starters. If you're going to do a hot starter on Christmas Day, you're going to be up against it. You're going to be up early. And as I know from my own family past, the stress would start then. They'd be pouring champagne into me, Bucks Fizz, whatever it was called, to chill me out on this hot starter. So I always found a little smoked salmon, prawns already cooked. You can now find pre-cooked lobster in the supermarkets. There's nothing wrong with it. Unless you have an amazing fish supplier that's going to come to your house on Christmas Eve, you could be a bit stranded. It needs to be fresh. But instead of the traditional cocktail, smash an avocado, a little lime juice, a really nice melon, a sweet one, chop it up, add some more lime juice, a mango, a little underripe, and put a little baby gem lettuce through it. Add some green jalapeno, some lime juice, make a little lime mayonnaise, even a jar bought mayonnaise with a bit of lime juice, and serve it with that. All that again, all done the night before. And it's a gorgeous traditional starter. And I'm thinking about it. Wow, we're going to do this with Richard. We're open here on Christmas Day, and I'm like, Richard, let's go with this. Yeah. I've been thinking about it, and maybe he might listen to us. Someday he might listen to me on it, but that's far away from now. Live in hope. You're putting, guys, I think everyone brings desserts. The thing about desserts in Christmas, if you're inviting people, they must bring a dessert. The pudding, amazing, with the custard and all thing, burn it up, I'm stuffed. But people should bring desserts. If guests are coming, everyone should bring a dessert. So what if they buy it in? It's about the giving of it. So the desserts, let your guests sort it out for you. Alternative Christmases, why it's so alternative. Vegetarians, vegans, the bad V words. The thing about the bad V word now, it's everywhere. So all of a sudden the V word just means vegetables. As simple as that. All vegetarians and vegans want to eat is really good vegetables. And then it's up to yourselves if you can come creative with them. Let's take, for instance, how we recreate the Christmas turkey. And how would we do that on a thing? Go and find the largest cauliflower you can get. A huge one. Take off the green leaves off it. You have it whole. Prick it with a needle or a skewer. And we'll give it, and then we're going to season it really well. We're going to put loads of salt in it. You're going to separate some eggs, and you're going to whisk the egg white a little bit, and you're going to roll it in egg white. Just whisk it. It doesn't have to be white. It's going to be rolling that, and then you're going to get a little bit of the nicest spiced either curry mix or a mixed spice mix. You can blend your own until you've tasted it and see if you like it, and then with a sieve completely cover this. Then you're going to cut the outside half. Just picture you're leaving the centre, you're cutting 2 winglets off it, and you're pushing them forward and putting a skewer through the whole lot. You're recreating a turkey. Right. And what we're going to do, that's going to go in the oven, but your carrots and parsnips are going in the tray, your sprouts are going in the tray, and all of a sudden when that comes out of the oven after about half an hour, you have this glorious smell of the spice, and you have these beautiful vegetables. And one of the main talking points on there is your Jerusalem artichokes. It's a thing that we've forgotten about in Ireland. It was a staple diet of all of Europe at one time, with the name Jerusalem. If you want to go Christianity on a vegetable, there's no better vegetable. All you got to do is scrub them, they're ready. Yeah. One of the easiest things, they're good. I think soldiers march them. The name is so misspelled through the ages, but at Christmas time they're wonderful. It's a lost ingredient. If you have them in your garden, build a stone wall around them because they will invade your whole garden. But Come September, October, the sun-choked flower on top is amazing. They grow 10 feet high. They look amazing in gardens. It's one of those lost vegetables that should be around at Christmas. Another alternative to Christmas, Glenmalure venison. In Ireland, venison is our lost hero of food. I can't believe we're not all eating it. We can turn our noses up at it. It tastes too strong. It's one of the most perfectly nutritious beef. It doesn't have fat. The flavour, it's wild. It only eats wild plants. And we do have a little problem in Killarney National Park and even in Glenmalure where it has to be culled. It's there on a plate for us, really. And we have such an advantage that with venison, it should be bigger. I would love to see it on loads more menus. I'd love our brides that come here to really go for venison. And saying that, I need to get it on in our little pub in the Deer Park Inn. I hope to have a venison dish on for Christmas over there. And it might be a little venison hot pot. I think people can say that, I understand where you come, it can be very dry and you must cook it pink. And what are we going to do with the legs and the offcuts? Everybody wants the expensive saddle, which is great on Christmas Day. But with the offcuts, you have, with a little sauce, cut down a little onion, cook it hot pot style. Loads of sauce, so it stays moist, really slow. You can put a pastry lid on it. Venison hot pot is amazing at this time of year. But for Christmas, I think the saddle, it's worth it. You take the saddle of venison, you leave it whole, very simple to cook. And as you cook the saddle of venison, it needs something. It's just, you can wrap it in smoked bacon. Personally, I like to get the zest of 2 oranges, a handful of black peppercorns, maybe half a dozen cloves, some juniper berries, that lovely gin flavour we get from them. And in a slow oven, put them in for about 10 minutes till the orange zest goes a little crispy and dries out. Put it in your blender and you're left with this amazing Christmas rub. Rub this, mix it with salt, rub it all over your venison, seal them, cut them into the size pieces that you want to present on your presentation dish. So cook them for about a couple of minutes on each side. You finish them in the oven, they go on your dish. Obviously with that, kale and red cabbage. The red cabbage, you just put a little bit of orange juice onto it. You put a little bit of sherry vinegar in, a little salt, and it's shredded. It cooks itself in the oven. Put it in a Dutch oven. Doesn't have to be Le Creuset, whatever you like, but it's covered. And it steams and it's beautiful with red cabbage. Kale just steamed. And the kale mixed with the chestnuts is beautiful. It's a brilliant thing with chestnuts, and if you have a little bit of wild mushroom, it's also great in there. What I like to serve with that, I love earthy flavours like celeriac. And all you got to do with your celeriac, the night before again, chop your celeriac, barely half covered in milk, a splash of cream, bring it to a simmer. When it softens, put it in your blender. A little bit of apple sauce blended through it, so you're making a celeriac and apple puree on the side. It's so good with venison. And then you roast these carrots, and again, why not Jerusalem artichokes with it?
Yeah.
And I just think that's a wonderful, the venison with kale, red cabbage, Jerusalem artichoke, celeriac and apple, the roasties, the carrots, Jerusalem artichoke. Your table is full of these beautiful things, and the venison is very simple to make. You keep it nice and pink if you can. Let it rest again. You might say, how we make the sauce of the venison? Where your supplier is, there's always a bit of trim. Just have your gravy, put a shallot or an onion. You don't need to brown. You can brown it a little bit. Add a half bottle of red wine. Yeah, bring it right down, reduce it. Put in your venison trim. In you go, and then pour in whatever gravy mix you have. If you want to buy some stock in the supermarkets and reduce it down, it can be thickened with a little corn flour if you're not happy with it. But with the red wine, and just bring it to the boil and skim any impurities, and you'll be left with a lovely clear sauce stock that will cover your venison Christmas. Alternatives to let's call them quince pies. We're looking here at mince pies. We've made a traditional quince pie. Richard's famous for them. We had to come up with something different back in the restaurants for talking pints. And instead of putting in their traditional mince, we made them with the traditional suet. We put golden raisins in. Then we put crystallized ginger. Chop it up, put it into your mix. Add a little bit of brandy, and we got some quince. You can get them in the supermarkets. On their own, they look like an abnormal pear that's rock hard. Might have a nice scent, but you poach them in a liquor of maybe 5 parts water to sugar, a little cinnamon stick, and the zest of a lemon, and that liquid is going to be absolutely stunning for your fresh fruit salad for the next morning, where you put a bit of pineapple, put a bit of exotic fruit for a Stephen's Day brunch. Start off with a really good fruit salad. But with that quince, put that in your mix, and then rub your paste, rub your butter and sugar, add in your flour and roll out your pastry, and make large quince pies. Make a quince pie for dessert. Make a big one, a 6-inch, a 9-inch one. Serve it with the cream. As an alternative to pudding, a quince pie.
Yeah, and it's not too filling, unlike the pudding.
No, it's not as filling.
Nice.
It is, and the smell, and again the smell of that coming out, the smells of Christmas in the oven from a quince pie is an alternative to pudding.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that because I've sampled a bit here today.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some to take away. You'll take away one of Richard's traditional pudding and a couple of mince pies, and actually let's throw in a ham. Richard's generous. His generosity is legendary. We're selling some hampers online. It's a taste of the lodge. I can't fill them with food because people want it for Christmas Day, but we will have the quince pies and homemade chocolates, and we'll have the Christmas pudding in there. And I think Richard Kieran has put in his Via selection, which is beautiful. Richard has some signed books in there. There's some just gifts that it's the everyday running of our events in the lodge that we'd like to put in a basket and offer to the general public. It would make a terrific Christmas present for somebody that they love abroad or coming home or taken away. It could be broken down. Mm-hmm. But I will leave one with you if you want to raffle.
Yeah, maybe we'll ask a question.
What's the name of Richard's collaboration with Gibney's in Malahide? And a lot of people have been there. It's called Daffodil Mulligans. It's from a song from Lancome. They were called Lynched at the time, and it was on the back. And Richard was heavily influenced by folk music. When he heard this, he's like, "That's it. It's done." And people are like, "How did he get away with that? How did he take it from under our noses?" But he did, and he's open. It's gone strength to strength. There's a famous picture as you go down there. It's a rock singer with a cigarette sticking at the back of her ear. Name that rock singer, and you got a hamper.
Okay, and I'll give you the details of how you can enter the competition, and we'll leave the competition open for a couple of days, and then we'll announce the winner on our Facebook page.
And I'll give you a little clue. Yes, she's Irish.
Fair enough. You can all Google that. And of course, a very busy year here at the lodge, and indeed a busy Christmas ahead and a busy December.
Yeah, this year our weddings have really kind of overwhelmed us, and we're going, how do we get this? And before the podcast, I was thinking that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just getting prepared. Obviously, with fresh food, you wait. But the little things, the cranberry sauces, the relishes, the jam, the pudding, these are getting done. There's guys in with me, come on, let's get this done. Can we get anything made for... But we're using fresh shellfish, so, we're going to be up nights before. In a professional level in the kitchen, it is long nights over Christmas. It might say it's once a year, but it's your experience year-round that will get you through it. And we've done so many weddings. We're here nearly 10 years. We came from the rooftop in Bentleys. We were growing little plants, and the plants turned to trees, and the trees started putting roots in, and Richard said, "That's it, we're going to Ireland. Stop, the council will close us." So we came over and we ended up in Cavan. Mm-hmm. And it just seems every year we go from strength to strength. And Christmas was never really a busy time for weddings here, but this year it's all changed. Yeah. So we were very fortunate to have it, and because we're here anyway, Richard has opened the house. Yeah. So he's going to, it's full on. Richard's going to be around. It's going to be party central for a couple of days, like Christmas should be. So we're gone back into Christmas mode like we've never done before. Yeah.
And of course you've had various lunches and other events in the run-up to Christmas.
I'd love to say our Christmas lunch is almost sold out. It's on the 21st, I believe, of December. Mm-hmm. And that's almost sold out. But that sells out every year. In Virginia, Richard does a very special lunch for locals. The choir comes, Santa Claus comes, and it's a big 3-course. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. But it's really in the pavilion, and we used to have 300, but it was too much. Yeah. It was too much, 300. So we cut it down, and we like to do them a little bit smaller than that. And then we had our lunches that were going. But with a big house like this, we need it to be full. It's a party house. Yeah. And we need this place to be rocking at night time till God knows what time in the morning. But, it's in the house, and this was the house was built for. Mm-hmm. We need the rooms with all the employment for the local kids that are going to college. This place is great, the kitchens, the gardens. But we do need to have the place full. Mm-hmm. And that's where we've gone this year. There is a lot of weddings on it. We have our Christmas lunches on, our Christmas markets are over. We had and then we hope in January, February, we're going to keep our pub open in January like we did last year. That's going extremely well, the Deer Park Inn. And like we said, we're going to put some specials on for Christmas over there. We have little party nights planned. There's groups booking in, and that's gone from strength to strength as well. And we're very happy with it, and we'll just keep going and going with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chef Eoin, thanks a million for inviting me here today, and to the wonderful surroundings of the Virginia Park Lodge, and wish you and all the staff here a very happy Christmas and a prosperous 2026.
And Declan, from Richard and all the gang here, Kieran, Lynn, I won't mention too many because I'll forget everybody. We wish you the best for it, and we'll hope to see you in the new year. You might come and have a look at our gardens.
Yep, I certainly will.
Okay, we'll look forward to 2026.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And many thanks to Eoin for talking to us, and indeed to Kieran for arranging that visit to the Virginia Park Lodge. And just to recap on the competition, we have a Christmas hamper valued at €195, courtesy of the Virginia Park Lodge, to give away to one lucky listener. And the question is as follows. In Daffodil Mulligans, which is part of the Corrigan collection in London, there are artworks on the wall. One of the artworks is of a famous Irish female rock singer. We want you to name her. She passed away a number of years ago, and she had very controversial views. Shaved head, maybe? Does that give you a few clues? If you think you know the answer, all you need to do is to send us the answer along with your name, where you're from, and a contact telephone number. You can email the Virginia Roundup at gmail.com, or you'll find us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Virginia Roundup. You can send us a private message there, or you can leave a voice note at www.speakpipe.com/the Virginia Roundup. And we'll leave the competition open until this coming Friday, and at 5 o'clock on Friday we will put all the correct answers into a hat, and we will draw out a winner, and we'll contact the winner, or at least the Virginia Park Lodge will contact the winner. We'll pass on your number to them, and also we'll announce the winner on our Facebook page. So best of luck with that. And again, many thanks to all at Virginia Park Lodge for giving us that fantastic prize. It contains some of Richard's books. There's some of those quince pies, which I can tell you are very tasty, some chocolates, and I think there's some wine in there as well. But a fantastic hamper to receive, or indeed to give to somebody this Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a wonderful Christmas from all of us at the Virginia Roundup.
And that's about all we got time for on the Christmas edition of the Virginia Roundup. My thanks to all our guests on this episode, and indeed all those who joined me on the Virginia Roundup since we started back in July. A particular thanks to Gary Brazil and also to Michelle, who've been regular contributors to the podcast. And last but not least, many thanks to you for listening every month and for spreading word about the Virginia Roundup, because without you listening, there's no point in us being on this side of the microphone. And this is a completely voluntary project, and nobody makes any monetary gains from it. So that's the way we intend it to be, and that's the way we will keep it. So do please spread the word and tell people about the Virginia Roundup. And indeed, if you have anything you think we might be interested in featuring on future episodes of Virginia Roundup, do get in touch. It is thevirginiaroundup@gmail.com. But until our next episode of the Virginia Roundup on the 15th of January, this is Declan Traynor wishing you a very happy Christmas and a safe and peaceful New Year. Bye-bye for now.
Merry Christmas.